What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Scuba Driver. My name is Steven. Today's exciting because we're finally going to pop the kit off and get it down to paint. I've got somebody I know from high school, and he actually owns his own shop in the area, and we're really backed up at work, so I figured I'd give him an opportunity to paint the panels for me. But anyways, we're going to get these popped off and go from there. All right, so if you're new to the channel, this is my 2013 FRS, which we recently just installed the Widebody V1 body kit on there. It's been since I think the end of June, beginning of July that I put the kit on, and I just haven't had the opportunity or time to get it painted. Anyways, I got a little bit of time today, so I'm going to pop the kit off and get it down to paint. So let's go ahead and get that started. I don't think I could have parked closer to my wheels there. So to get it off is really simple. All I have to do is remove all the hardware. Of course, I didn't put the weather stripping on it yet. I wanted to get the panels painted, and of course I've got the Pandem weather stripping that'll go on it. So once that's all buttoned up, of course, later in the video we'll show you guys that. I've also got a new part that I haven't put on the car yet. We might get that to today's video, or it might be in the next one. All right, so it took way longer than expected, but what I started doing is I've gone back and I'm taking all the sealant that I put on there because it was not right. I'm gonna properly seam seal the car and put all the cavity wax and everything in there. I've had a lot of trouble with some of my hardware. As you see, I've had to cut off some of the bolts, so I'm gonna have to go back and redo some of the rivets while the kit is off, but I've got the kit in the cube and ready to go to the paint shop. So while I've got it off, I went ahead and I stripped all the interior out of the trunk. I'll show you guys that. Yeah, so I went ahead and took all the interior out of the trunk. That way I can go back here, and on the other side of the welds and everything, I can hit it with some factory E-coat and then some proper seam sealer and cavity wax as well. So I'm gonna take my time. The panels will be off for probably maybe a week or so, and so I'll have plenty of time to go on and properly make sure that these things are sealed and protected from rust. And anyways, I'm gonna get to work on this. Can't wait to put the panels back on. All right, so I'm about halfway through getting the silicone off of there. Basically, I'm just using these wire grinder attachments for my drill here. It's coming off pretty easily, so anyways, I'll show you guys the next step after this. All right, guys, so it's been a couple of days and the kit is officially off the car and headed off to paint. My friend Josh, he owns a local body shop down the road. I'll put a link in the description to their Facebook page, but anyways, he picked them up and I should be getting them back maybe in about a week or so. I sent my old fender with him so he could get a correct paint match to get it as close as possible. Anyways, I'm gonna show you guys what I've done so far. All right, so I'm almost done grinding all the sealant that I put on both sides of the car. So here's the right side, and on the left side, got it pretty much all the way ground down. I'm gonna get this all down to bare metal. I'm gonna start hitting it with a factory E-coat, some seam sealer, and then at the end some cavity wax. And then we're gonna put the kit back on the car, hopefully at the end of this video. All right, so I've hit it with the first layer of Easy Coat. So we're gonna let that go for about 3 hours or so, and we may put another coat on it before we do the seam sealer. All right, I've got 3 layers of the factory E-coat on there. So I'm just gonna slowly peel this away, and then we will go through and do the seam sealer. All right, it's about 12 o'clock, and I'm gonna hit the driver's side with one more coat of E-coat.
Out of here. Out of here.
All right, so it's the next morning. I ended up putting about 4 or 5 layers of E-coat on each side of the car. I'll show you guys that now. All right, so here I went back to the passenger side and spread the E-coat a little bit more out just to make sure I covered all the bare metal. And of course, on the driver's side as well, I've got all the E-coat spread across there. So I shaved the metal off on that side. What I need to do now on this side is go back and get some of the excess metal ground down, put some more E-coat on there, and then we'll hit it with some seam sealer next. All right, it's been a little over 30 minutes since my last coat, so I figured I'll just go ahead and remove this tape. Of course, I'll probably hit it with some more tape whenever we are doing the seam sealer. But anyways, I'm just gonna get this loosened up here. I really taped up my carbon fiber gas cap. All right, so I didn't film it because I was highly concentrated, but I just got my first coat of the urethane seam sealer on the car, And obviously it's not perfect, but I can already tell I'm closing up all of my gaps and it's filling in just nicely. So I just use my caulk gun here, and then I use an acid brush to spread the seam sealer and get it inside of all the welds. So I'm gonna go back and let this dry for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna go hit it, shine some lights in through the back. I've got the trunk trim pulled out. Make sure there's no light coming through. Make sure all my gaps are sealed up, and then we'll hit it with cavity wax next. All right, now I've got both sides seam sealed. Like I said, on the other side, it's not perfect, but I'm gonna end up scuffing this. And I've actually decided that what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get either some Duplicolor or some Rust-Oleum metal paint or something, get a silver finish, and just kind of go over that with some silver paint once this is fully cured. I might do that today, but I also might wait to do it at some point this week to let this settle down. But I ran some lights through the interior and didn't see anything poking out. Looks like I got all my holes and everything seamed up pretty nicely. And next I'm gonna hit it with some cavity wax and then paint. All right, so I got the cavity wax all in there. It is absolutely disgusting, but I put it back as far as I could possibly go, all the way into the quarter panel and the wheelhouse, and I've got it covered pretty good here on the left side. Sorry guys, I'm kind of shaky right here. I'm just trying to get as close as possible, but I see a few areas that I can hit a little harder, but I stuck this really long tube as far back as I could possibly get because, as you know, the repair or the welds go all the way down through here, and just want to make sure that everything is kind of covered. Anyways, I got about a little less than half the can back there, so I'm gonna hit it a little bit more, and then of course we'll do this side. Now that the cavity wax is on, I used a little bit of the Scotch-Brite pad and sanded everything down right there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna paint this with some Perfect Match Toyota silver paint. Obviously this is all gonna be hidden once the wide body panel goes back on, but I just want it to be silver and kind of clean it up a little bit. I might end up scuffing that just a little bit more, and then I'm gonna hit with this paint, and then we'll see what it looks like. All right, so I got about 4 coats of the silver on there, 3 coats of the clear coat, and although it's not perfect, it doesn't really need to be because the wide body fender is going to be going over that, but really excited with how this came out. So I'll go ahead and jump in and do the next side. Now I've got the driver's side, the left side done. And like I said, on the other side, didn't come out perfect, but I've got the paint on there. I've got it seam sealed. I've got it cavity waxed. And up front, I've got the wheels fitting a lot better. I had to do some extra cuts, get the fender liner out of the way. I'm gonna have to fashion up another fender liner eventually, but we'll get to that later. But anyways, I got a really excited update. I just got the parts back from paint. It's been about 2 weeks since I filmed that last clip, so let's check them out. This might be the most excited I've been since I began doing this wide body kit by myself. But anyways, I've got it fashioned up on the car, and that's right, we got the parts back from paint. Let's check them out. I cannot believe how good these came out. The color is almost perfect. The rest of the car is extremely dusty. I've got overspray everywhere. I've got to clean it up. But even on camera, you can tell that the color is actually matching pretty well. Huge shout out to my friend Josh Bobo. He owns Track and Street Auto Body right down the road from me in Stanfield, North Carolina. I'm gonna put a link in the description to their Facebook page. But yeah, he did an excellent job. I'm really glad I gave him the business. Obviously the panels aren't all the way on the car yet. I literally only have a couple of screws holding it on just to kind of fashion up. I really lost some patience and want to see what they look like last night, but holy cow. We got some more stuff to do. I'm gonna get these off. We're gonna get everything adjusted, put it back together, and check it out. All right, so the debate I'm actually going through right now is whether or not I put the weather stripping around the kit. To me, the silver is actually flowing pretty well. I mean, I need to get the car cleaned and all that, but I kind of like the look of just the silver. If I put that black on there, it's gonna give it a break-off line. I really don't think there's too much function behind the weather strip. I mean, the car's gonna get wet, and I mean, there's no fender liners or anything on it right now anyway, so I don't know. What I did do is, of course, you know, I've got the authentic Rocket Bunny V1 rear quarters that came with the weather strip for the fronts. Since they weren't actual Rocket Bunny ones, I ordered front Rocket Bunny trim from Greddy itself. So I do have that. What I think I'm going to do is, for right now, I'm going to put the kit on there without running the rubber trim on it, and I can always go back and add it later. But anyways, I'm going to put the rest of the kit on the car and we'll see how it looks. All right, guys, she's done for now. Oh my gosh, I cannot be happier with the way that this has come out so far. I've got a few more adjustments to do, but oh my gosh, the silver is just popping. looks absolutely beautiful. Can't wait to get it all washed and get all the dust off, but about to go take it on a test drive right now. Then we'll take a look at the rest of it. All right, so I didn't film much on my test drive because, I mean, I literally just went to my normal photo spot and I was just in awe. I was just really, really happy. I was kind of soaking it all in. But anyways, I just got home and decided to give the car a quick bath. And I haven't cleaned the interior or anything in a really long time, honestly, since I did the wide body kit. So I need to get all the dust and everything out of there. And I've got a carbon fiber roof spoiler, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that on. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. All right, so I've got this Vicrez carbon fiber roof spoiler. Should be pretty simple. I was going to film a video just dedicated to this, but I mean, it's really, really easy. All you do is double-sided tape it to that. I mean, the carbon fiber matches that carbon fiber pretty well. I think it would give the car a nice little look. Oh, and quick life update. Rainbow is a rainbow again. She's ready to go back inside though. Yep, I've got the carbon fiber roof spoiler on there, and I think it is just a nice, subtle little addition to the car. I think it looks really, really cool. Of course, I'm a huge fan of anything carbon fiber, but this thing just kind of goes pretty well with the, you know, the ducktail spoiler there. So really excited about that. But anyways, back to cleaning my car and vacuuming dog hair out of it as well. Also, another thing that I really need to do is I need to buy a sheet of some ABS or some polypropylene or however you say it, because I have pretty much cut and removed all of my fender liner here just so I can get these wheels and tires on there, and you know, obviously with a wide body. So I think I'm going to take some time and fashion my own fender liner, but anyways, we'll save that for another day. Let's just get this car drivable. So I've been driving the car for a few days now, and gotta say it's just absolutely perfect. I'm gonna close the door here real quick so you guys can see what the profile looks like. And let me take that back, it's not absolutely perfect, but it's been driving back and forth. I've taken it on the highway a few times, taken it to work every single day this week. It's now Thursday and the car has just performed excellently. You know, still got a little rub, but I think that just goes with having no camber and, you know, having the oversized wheels and tires on there. But drives great, turns perfect. Just really couldn't be happier. Get to show you guys a little bit more of the car, and then we'll wrap up the video. Really glad that I went with the roof spoiler there. I think it ties in really well, like I said earlier in the video, but the car is just looking great to me from just about every single angle. Really, really happy with how it's come out. And just still proud of myself for, you know, doing this on my own, other than the only things I didn't do were paint the fenders and mount the tires onto the wheels, but everything else I did 100% by myself. So really, really proud of myself, and I can honestly say that I've built this car and can't wait to see where I go from here. I know this is probably a long video, so I am just going to go ahead and end it here. This weekend I'll probably be at Cars and Coffee. Plan on taking the car there for its first time as a wide body, so I really can't wait. Hope to see some of you guys out there. If you did like this video, make sure you like it, hit the subscribe button for my channel. Plan on just keeping on making these videos, make some more car content, keep building this car, and just can't thank you guys enough for all the support. And I'll see you guys next video. Peace.